Hey, welcome into my review for the Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. Today I'm just going to be giving a short synopsis on what I think about the movie, what I think was good, what was bad, and then just give a final rating overall at the end. It's pretty simple. We'll go ahead and get straight into it, but I just want to ask real quick if you wouldn't mind going and hitting the like and subscribe buttons down below just to boost my engagement and so that you'll see my stuff in the future. So let's go ahead and get it kicked off into the positive section for this video. I want to go ahead and start off by saying, before we get into anything else, that I saw this in IMAX, so my experience might differ from yours. So if any of the things that I say don't apply or might change or differ in between theater experiences, let me know in the comments. But that's not what this video is about, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the positives. So first off, I want to go ahead and give my 2 thumbs up for the day to the cinematography / quality of how this movie looks on the screen. I mean, seriously, I won't be able to emphasize with my words just how pretty some of the locations that they picked to film at. Like, the water just always seems so much more blue than I've ever seen in my life in person. It's just a gorgeous movie. All the dark scenes are lit perfectly to where you can see everything. I really can't emphasize that enough. I'm not gonna keep trying to scramble around with my words and say just how good this movie looks, because I can't. I mean, it's really just the perfect looking movie. Second of all, the CGI in this movie wasn't bad. I saw a lot of people online complaining about the Cyclops looks horrible and that all the CGI in the movie just ruins it and takes them out of the experience, but honestly, I didn't feel that at all. I felt like everything looked good and didn't look too choppy or out of place compared to all the real life set pieces and people moving around, and I think that whoever did this movie should be in a lot more projects elsewhere because it was really good. I'll say it. Fight me. Third off, I'm gonna say something that might come off as a negative, but it really is a positive, because it feels like this movie didn't have some type of Oscar-worthy, putting it all out there type of performance from any of these actors or actresses. And the reason I say that's a positive is because that doesn't need to be the case in every single movie ever. And I have no problem with that. I love to see a movie like that every now and then. But sometimes I just want to see an epic adventure where people are people, and the people on screen act like the characters they're meant to represent. And I think that every actor and actress in this movie, except for one kind of that I'll get into later in the negative section, did a really good job at just portraying their characters perfectly and not making themselves too big for this already ginormous movie. So now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get into the negatives section for this video, but fortunately, there aren't that many. So first off, since we're just coming off of the positives section for the acting and the characters, I'm gonna say that Tom Holland doesn't belong in this movie. I hate to say that because I love the actor. I've seen him in a ton of stuff now with all the movies he's done. But I think that he really struggled to act in this movie where there are just tons of talented people around him. And I think that really does unfortunately make him stand out when he's amongst these S-tier, A-tier actors that just know what they're doing more than him. I mean, even Zendaya gives a better performance than him, and she's in 5 minutes of the movie. And I'm not gonna go ahead and say that he ruined the movie experience for me, because that's not at all what I want to say about this, because honestly, when he wasn't the lead of the scene, like the main character on screen, I think he was fine. I really didn't mind him being there most of the time, except for the beginning. The beginning really drags in this movie because it's really Tom Holland focused, and I just don't think he fits. That's really all I have to say. I am ready to see Spider-Man 4 when it comes out, but he just didn't do it for me. Second off in my negatives is the writing. Not all of it, but some of it. Some of this writing in this movie is really, really, really bad. Like, At one point, this is just a casual conversation between two people, and I don't know if I'm gonna get this line bar for bar, but one of the characters says their age of bronze is coming to an end. And if you know anything about history at all, that's just a really weird thing to say. I saw somebody online comparing it to like a World War I soldier saying, well, here comes the end of World War I. Like, nobody was calling it the Bronze Age back in the day, and I know this is a fictional story, but that just doesn't make any sense. And there's one more thing that really stuck out to me, that there is not a ton of character development when it comes to anybody that's not just the main character, and I don't necessarily have an issue with that. If there wasn't kind of a secondary character arc that was going on, or at least seemed to be going on, but there was never really, sorry, I'm trying to tiptoe around saying this without getting into any spoilers, but basically it was just, there's a character who had a character arc that was developing through the whole story, but then they get to the end and they really don't seem like they've changed all that much, or they've improved all that much, is more so what I should say, because they were already a brave character, but they lacked strength, physical strength, and that physical strength never seemed to come. But if you know the character that I'm talking about, you'll agree with me that they definitely need physical strength for the job that they're taking on. But yeah, that's really about all I have to say for the Odyssey. As for this movie, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think that it was definitely a really good movie, and I don't have any regrets seeing it at all. I would recommend it to just about anybody who likes action or adventure or any type of voyage movie. I think that it did a really good job of what it was setting out to do, and I can't wait to see what Christopher Nolan does next. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.